Yo, what's going on, family? This is Justice7 here, back again from the OGC. Today we are talking about really what I am proud to call the audience domino effect, right? We're really breaking down how to craft that offer and how that first domino means everything and how it truly affects everything else going down through your sales process into ladder into beyond, right? And so in reality, we want to break that down here in full right now. This is a live stream we did right there inside my original chapter's marketing group over on Facebook. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button here today so we can get you dialed in for the future. All right, so let's go ahead and get you right here into the action, deep diving into the strategy. Stand out there. So like I said, I can see people liking, commenting. If you guys are here live, like I said, drop a little something, let me know you're breathing, and we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. Let me put this over here. Okay, I'm sure everyone can see my screen nice and well. All right, so now with this being said, let's even just kind of, before we jump into things, let's quickly jump into some housekeeping. Really kind of like I said today, really first and foremost, we're talking about, I think we got Patrick here too, awesome. First and foremost, we're discussing really how to gain clarity around your offer and just how that first domino means everything, right? And what it can do really what to do if your content isn't grabbing the attention of buyers, right? So like I said, for everyone's here, drop the hashtag live, drop a hashtag replay if you're watching the replay later, drop a hashtag whatever, just let me know you're alive, smash that like button, smash the love button. A little quick update, like I said, we crossed the 1,000 member mark in the group. I'm pumped for that. Like I said, I never really have goals for as far as how many members I picture, but at the end of the day, I just really appreciate you guys being here, and all I can do is just continue to give you value like I'm going to try and do every time, every day, every week. Try and keep this thing going for you guys. Like I said, I got a really good one here. I want to make sure you guys get some good stuff. And past that, before last week, to even kind of catch up, we had two success interviews I did with two students of mine, Adam Pfeiffer and John Burke. Both of them had some great success in the program as well. So they're inside this group here using same strategies we're teaching, so I want to make sure that you guys can really leverage this and just see where it can take you, honestly. We, even though it's interviews, we talked to content tips, offer creation tips, mindset tips, really just ways to kind of elevate your game to the next level, and I think that this is going to be a huge staple for you guys there as well, honestly. So like I said, I don't really want to wait for anyone else. I'm just trying to honestly go ahead and get to this right now. So like I said, today we're really discussing, right, let's go ahead and get right to it, the audience domino effect, right? We're discussing what to do if your content isn't grabbing attention, your conversion of your isn't grabbing attention, and your conversations aren't gaining any tractions, right? All around, that's really what we want to lock into today. So with that being said, we're going to cover a few things right here. I'm going to kind of put this stamp here. I see Bill's here joining with us too. How are we doing over there, Bill? Great to see you. Like I said, for you guys here, you can already see, like, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm about to jump into this. I want to make sure if anybody else is new that they're on the same page with us. If you guys are here, like I said, drop a comment down below, drop a hashtag watching with you, drop a hashtag your name, I'll take it. But it looks like we got a good crowd here, so I'm going to go ahead and just get us rolling because I'm done waiting, right? All right, so with that being said, and let me see if you guys can see me / see the screen. Drop a comment too, just let me know, just so I make sure I'm not showing you guys something you can't actually see over here. So I'm gonna go ahead, probably get started anyways. There we go. For some reason, oh good, I'm seeing it there. For some reason the computer's acting funky, but as long as you guys can see me, we're looking good. So like I said, the audio dominance effect. Oh, Jacob's in the house. I love it, man. Shoot. So we're talking now the audio dominance effect, the audience domino effect. So with that being said, three kind of main pieces we're speaking on today. One, how to gain clarity around your branding and your offer, right? Two, understand your audience. Three, the first domino determines everything, right? We're going to talk about that and really how this trickle effect can really play in there. Like I said, I'm seeing people. Oh, there we go. Good. Let me make sure too, you guys can see my screen here as well. Go ahead and drop that in the comment. Oh, it's Steven. There we go. Great to see you, my man. Drop that in the comments too if you guys can see the screen actually over here too. I want to make sure you're not just talking and you can't see a dang thing. All right, I'm gonna keep going, but I'll keep an eye out for that. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, right? So first and foremost, let me pull this up. First and foremost here, the audience domino effect, right? So, and I'm gonna try and answer any questions towards the end. I really kind of want to just get through this for the most part, but drop them and I'll make sure to check up after. I see Jacob said we can see it, Eamon said we can see it, perfect. All right, so with that being said here, number one, all right, the audience domino effect. Gain clarity really around what you're doing, right? The way, once you start gaining clarity off of your sales process in general, period, this is going to really start to get things going off. And when I say get off the edge here, what I really mean is a lot of the times we're trying to juggle. I don't even care if you're promoting just one core product or you're promoting a handful of products. No matter what it is, get off the edge with it and just go all in, right? And when I say that, I mean, don't kind of like bounce back and forth, be unsure. Because once you start doing that, it's going to make all these other pieces, and this isn't even a piece, the domino effect I'm really speaking on. This is just something that just really has to happen in order, once again, for things to move swiftly, right? So you really have to gain that clarity on what is you're promoting and really how you're going to promote it. Make sure that your sales process is down. This isn't, I've had other videos about sales processes and that kind of A to Z. I'm not going to go super deep on that because really this is a topic where, once again, you're going to see how crucial this is as far as your strategy goes there. So like I said, I have to establish this first and foremost. Gain some clarity, get off the edge and just jump into something you believe. And right now, if you're unsure about your current strategy, maybe that means you need some assistance. I'm not saying I'm your guy, but at the end of the day, you need to gain that first and foremost, right? So now once you kind of get that, you're getting off the edge. Now this is really going to help you to really just know what your primary offer and niche is, right? And when you realize that, you're not now second guessing things, because that's going to ruin you. Once you start to second guess as far as what you're promoting, how exactly you're going to go about promoting it, you have to have clarity on these strategies here, right? So I'm going to this assuming that you have some kind of an idea, and if not, just at least go with what you have right now, and we're going to be able to gain some clarity around that, right? Because like I say here, you truly can't move forward successfully without this. I have to highlight that, because at the end of the day, if you don't know what you're really promoting, you don't know what you're going to focus on, when you get in front of a prospect, a prospective client, what are you going to do? Now you're kind of fumbling, right? You have to be clear on it before you get to that. One thing I was taught early on is like, don't get to a situation and just hope that the other person isn't going to say what you don't want them to say, right? You know, maybe there's one like flaw with your program and you're just hoping they never bring that up, right? That's a bad way to go into something. You have to just assume, oh, I'm over here hitting the bumper, right? Assume the worst and take it from there, right? Assume the worst and be prepared for it, right? And obviously it's not the worst, but just don't go blind into a conversation when you can have some clarity before. That's going to make it so much easier for you on that end, right? It doesn't matter how many products you're promoting. Like I said, you need clarity. I'm a kind of guy where I do like having just one product, at least to focus on for when you're first starting off. You know, obviously I have multiple products now that I promote, but when you're starting off, it doesn't matter if you have just one, it doesn't matter if you have a few, you have to have clarity no matter how you go. So sometimes it can be easier to just kind of have one, but at the end of the day, it can still work to have multiple as long as you have clarity there, right? It's going to allow you to really move forward and build a brand that speaks to your audience. All right, so let me know. I hope this is making sense already. Like I said, smash that like button, the love button. I want to make sure people in the group be able to see this. So I can already see people are getting some good stuff. Let's keep this thing moving, right? Because like I said, this does not happen overnight. And really, when I mention that piece, I'm talking about building a brand that speaks to your audience, right? At the end of the day, you have to, I'm big on when it comes to imperfect action, right? You have to take imperfect action to really get the ball moving. But keep in mind, this thing is going to get sharper and sharper and sharper as you go. I tell people all the time, clients I work with, it's like, by you sticking with something from now until let's just say even 3 months from now, you are going to stand out from so many people. If you don't know already, this industry has like the biggest turnover. I'm not going to say ever, but there's a lot. So just do what you can to believe in the journey, right? And once again, it goes back to that getting off the edge. When you have clarity in what you're doing, it's going to allow you to get off the edge a lot easier. Take that jump because you know you got a parachute in your back, right? So like I said, Nike isn't the Nike we know and love overnight. They didn't become the Nike we know and love overnight there, right? When they first came out, I don't know their story, but at the end of the day, I can guarantee you that they started smaller and then eventually they blew up, right? Because that's how everything goes, right? No one just starts off as the Goliath, right? So now, once again, your business is no different. Please remember that there. So like I said, these are things that just have to be established as well, right? So that's why I want to speak on this here. So now let's kind of get into, once again, this is kind of, we'll call this part one of the audience domino effect here. The way I kind of see this here, honestly, is branding, right? At the end of the day, your first impression, right? If you're playing in this Facebook organic space, honestly, as you all know, I'm big in the organic Facebook side, right? I'm kind of, whether it's dealing with the organic side on Facebook, dealing with paid ads, dealing with another platform, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, this stuff still holds, right? Especially this part. Later on, we're going to get a little more specific to the Facebook, but this stuff still holds right here. At the end of the day, potential audience members coming to you, you're coming to them. Either way, they are viewing your profile. And what happens when they view your profile? They're viewing your brand, right? They're viewing your branding, right? So this, and once again, you're going to see how much this really ties in once I get to the next piece right after this. Because at the end of the day, this piece, this is just critical, right? This is critical. And so I just want to speak on when you have the clarity, this is going to now allow you to really start speaking on the problems, false beliefs, and desires that live inside of your audience here, right? And really going to be able to know that, because honestly, at this stage, this might not be inside of your audience, but I'll tell you right now, it is at least inside of the people who are interested in buying your product. There's a difference, and we're going to get into that too. Actually, I shouldn't even say interest, maybe interested and capable of buying your product, right? That piece may not be in your audience right now, but those are the people, at least we can agree on, that are interested in what you have, right? So now with that being said, before we're able to craft a truly effective brand, and once again, I say this as I didn't say before we're able to craft a brand, right? I said before we're able to craft a truly effective brand. There's a difference. Like I said, imperfect action is key. I don't want you, if you feel like you're just getting started, feel like you need your perfect branding before you get the ball rolling, because that's a lie. All right. Really what you need is to get the ball moving so that you can get to that point where you're able to dial it in and get to that truly effective branding there. Right. And so how are we going to do that? Really, before we can do this, to really start getting this effective brand, we must know who we're going to talk to, right? We must know who are you going to help. We must know, and we must have our niche dialed in, right? We must know the budget of our ideal customer needs to have, right? We must know where our ideal customers are hanging out. We must know what their pains are, right? We must know their problems and what's keeping them up at night, right? These are things that are all critical. And once again, I'm not expecting you to know this from day one that you have your product, right? And if you do, that's great, right? Because honestly, you're ahead of the game, because now you can start to get really specific when it comes to your branding and your strategy and how you want to portray yourself, right? When it comes to your audience. Because once again, when I say your audience lightly right now, because at the end of the day, the problem is your audience isn't usually consistent with the people who actually are capable of buying your product. More so, the people who want your product, whether or not they're in your audience, this is a true fact. This is period. This is applicable, right? So once again, now it's more, as you get, hopefully you're kind of getting what I'm putting down here a little bit. The key here is making sure that we're getting the right people into our audience, right? So before I keep going, we need to speak directly to our audience through our overall messaging, right? That's kind of why I'm big on the kind of, the first A of our framework, the avatar awareness. I'm big on the branding side of things. You have to have these things dialed in if you want to get the ball moving in the right direction. You're going to see how that all kind of ties there as well, as we continue to go. And I hope, honestly, before I even keep going, like I said, drop a hashtag value or something. If even this list, if anything here is resonating with you at any little bit, drop a hashtag value, drop a hashtag something, right? Just let me know that you guys are getting some out of this right here. Because at the end of the day, you have to have these things dialed in. And once, I hope even just looking at this list right here, honestly, like really starts to spark some stuff inside you. Because at the end of the day, hopefully I mentioned it in a second here, you have to be unique to yourself, right? Cliche, but the truth. Cliche, but the truth. My clients that I work with, when I'm talking about myself, things that are helping us to stand out are us showing our true selves, right? And that doesn't even just mean through the brand, right? That means through when you're actually speaking with somebody, right? People are buying from people. Did I put this here? There we go, right? People buy from people. You can only imitate so well. At the end of the day, if you're trying to just, and this is kind of where I say, take that imperfect action, right? There we go. I see some kind of emojis here. I'm glad you guys get some value here. Like I said, drop that, not even drop it. Hit the love, hit the like. I want to make sure people in the group are seeing this. So, like I said, you can only imitate so well. And what do I mean by that? I think that it's honestly a great strategy when you're first starting out to kind of see what's happening around the industry around you. I'm not saying I'm not saying copycat, but like spark some ideas, right? At the end of the day, there's nothing new under the sun, right? I'm not going to take 100% credit that I made this up. God just blessed me with all this information. It's like I went out there and I got it and I learned it and I've continued to nurture, right? You can imitate, but at the end of the day, you have to put not only your spin on it, but just put you on it, right? Forget putting your spin on it. Forget putting your twist on it. Like put you into it. Because once you get that going, it's going to speak to your messaging. When you're speaking to people directly, people buy from people, right? So once again, that's what I was getting back to. The success I've seen, whether it's myself or people I'm working with, that element is there, right? That element is there. And it's easier to kind of have it all there and work more successfully when it's dialed in with what you see under point number 1, right? A to G right there. Right, so crucial. I can't speak on that enough there. I'm seeing some likes and hearts. That means hopefully this is hitting home a little bit. I love that there, right? So let's kind of keep going right here. So this is, you could say, the main audience domino effect, right? The audience domino effect. Now, why I have this here, once again, I can see people getting some value. I want to make sure this is crystal clear, especially with everything I've gone through so far. So with that being said, same start, right? Potential audience members see your profile, right? Now, why I say the audience domino effect, this right here. As you can see, your profile now feeds into people that are in your audience, feeds into your content, feeds into who you're talking to in Messenger, feeds into people you're jumping on sales calls, strategy sessions, triage calls, whatever you want to call them, feeds into the people who are getting your lead magnets, feeds into, and there's more things, could say feeds into your group, whatever the case may be, right? But these are all things that stem into the sales conversion. Now, the reason why I'm highlighting this right here, because let's just say you have a process that's dialed in, right? Let's just say that your content is amazing. You're speaking to these people like we put right here, right? The people who, once again, before you're able to craft that truly effective brand, you've got all these points dialed in and your content is speaking to them, right? So it's in your content. In Messenger, being effective with how you're speaking, maybe you're giving some, showing some expertise because you know that that's a pain point. You see that there's somebody you can help, right? When it comes to sales calls, you're being extra helpful. When it comes to lead magnets, people are raising their hand for what you want, you're super helpful. You're their guy, you're their gal, right? Right? But at the end of the day here, I'm telling you, this is huge right here. At the end of the day, I say this because so many people I see in the same situation, right? And now I have other trainings that can help solve it, but at the end of the day, this awareness has to happen, right? And I'm going to obviously speak about today too, but this has to happen here. In order to fix this sales conversion, let's go backwards a little bit, right? Because I think you're seeing, once again, if you all didn't have a sales process as far as Facebook Organic goes, feel free to just like literally use this. This is like the 10,000 foot version of it, 10,000 foot view version of it right here. But at the end of the day, let's go backwards. In order to make a sales conversion, we have to stem from somewhere else. This kind of comes back to ecosystems as far as that goes. I'm not going to get all fancy on that right now. You have your kind of core pieces right there, your content, messenger, calls, lead magnets, whatever else may fill it. And this could be the same thing if it's on a different platform as well. Now go back your profile, right? So once again, these are people who have you brought into your profile based off of your branding, and now they're seeing your content, you're talking to them in Messenger, all because you've attracted them to your profile, right? Now the attracting them to the profile, that's the more, I'll call that's the warmer leads, right? A lot of the times we're going to get people to bring into our profile and hoping that they resonate with our messaging. So that's what this all comes back to, right? That's what this all comes back to right here. Potential audience members. Who are the potential audience members that you are bringing into the system? Because I will tell you right now, if you're bringing a bunch of, I'm not going to beat around the bush just for a second. If you're bringing in a bunch of trash into your audience in your profile, who's going to be seeing your content? Right? Who are you going to be talking to in Messenger? Who are the people you're going to be jumping on the phone with? Who are the people who are going to be seeing your lead magnets, loving them? But then there's no sales conversions on the back end, right? Without this here, this changes everything, right? So this is something where truly this first piece establishes all, especially, now this is a bit more tied to the Facebook side, but for anyone here who's trying to make money organically on Facebook, this is, if not a top priority, it's got to be the top priority. And once again, there's so many top priorities. Maybe it's something that has to be on your mind, front of mind, when this is happening here, right? At the end of the day, if it all falls down if that first piece isn't dialed in, right? The quality of the leads inside your audience determines everything. Like I said, they're the ones who are going to see your content. They're the ones who are going to be DMing Messenger. They're the ones you'll be jumping on calls with, giving away lead magnets to. You have to set the right priorities within your new audience members when it comes to that, right? I'm telling you, once again, I hope this is hitting home for some people here. And at the end of the day, you can always say this stuff is obvious. But then if it's so obvious, why does it feel like everyone you're talking to doesn't have a dime? Why does it feel like everybody you're talking to is just a time vampire, just wasting your time? Why does it feel like everyone you're talking to is this, everyone you're talking to is that, but they're not who you need them to be, right? It's because your audience is not dialed in, right? You have to make sure this is established there. Once again, I have trainings where I even go more in depth on exactly how to do that, but I'm not even like promoting that right now by any means. I am just bringing this to the attention right now that this has to be established there, right? And some priorities I like to set within my new audience members, that they've purchased something to benefit their businesses in the past, right? If somebody has just only gone on YouTube to go ahead and get some knowledge, I'm not super sold that that's the kind of person I want in my audience, right? I'm not looking for somebody who's just only going to do that. They're trying to make their first 100K month, but they're not willing to spend $2 to get there. I don't need that person in my audience, right? And another big piece as well, arguably the biggest, right? Because once again, if someone doesn't have money or hasn't bought anything, there's a chance that maybe they will eventually. So even more so, are they committed to change, right? I say it all the time to people, especially my clients, right? Without pain, there's no transformation, right? You have to have these things dialed in if you want to be truly successful as far as getting people to invest in themselves, getting them to buy into whatever it is you're promoting, right? So this just has to be dialed in there. So once again, I hope this truly helps here and just really shed some light on, once again, a lot of times people say it's a sales issue, it's a leads issue. Let's go back even deeper to the first source of the problem there, right? And so even to hook this up as well, for people who drop a hashtag avatar, whether it's now or in the replay, I'm going to give you my avatar awareness document. It's really just a worksheet I build on and use my business every day to really just address my audience's needs, just so that once again, you can really start to see when it came to that long list of A to G there, how I'm dialing things in there. And once again, how you can start to continuously grow it for yourselves. So I want to leave that there for you guys now. But with that being said, I'm all happy to jump into any questions, anything like that there. I really hope that this really hit something there on you, honestly. Let me go back and pull up, make sure I didn't miss any comments here. I'm seeing, there we go. I see people can see. I see, there we go. I see Bill. There we go. And once again, for people that drop an avatar, I'm happy to drop those off after. And then past that as well, for all of you being here watching, I want to make sure I can help as well if you have any questions. So definitely feel free to go ahead and drop a question if you have one. If anything doesn't make sense, need some clarity on it. Like I said, I'm going to go back maybe right now to see just this kind of diagram as well. This stuff is huge. I can't emphasize enough. You can just clearly see if the first piece is off. It's kind of, I'm just thinking of an analogy on the spot here, right? If the foundation is faulty, the building won't last, right? By the time you get to the 50th floor of the skyscraper, it's gonna collapse, right? If the foundation's faulty, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna see success long term. And that's the thing as well, right? When you're this organic style of Facebook marketing, a lot of times we're planting seeds in our audience, right? So at the end of the day, if you're planting a bunch of seeds in crap soil, I'm no farmer, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's the best way to go, right? If you're trying to get your garden bed started and you got bad compost in there, it's going to be a bad start, right? So you have to have these things locked in. This can be I'm just reading Michael's question there. This can be applied to just about anything I'm selling, right? Absolutely. And once again, especially if it's tied towards the Facebook side, absolutely there. I would say it doesn't matter if you're in the health niche, wealth niche, relationship niche, home improvement niche. It really doesn't matter. The only thing I always tell people, I'm all about promote something that's in demand though, especially if you're starting off at first. I wouldn't really recommend promoting something that's kind of, a lot of people ask me, hey, should I promote video games? Should I promote this and that? To me, why promote a video game when someone can just go to GameStop and probably get it, a person from they trust that much easier, right? It's like I like tell people all the time, I was thinking about doing home and garden when I first started off. People just around here, they got Home Depots left and right. Why are they going to come to me? They got Home Depot, Lowe's. They trust them more than they trust this affiliate link I got. And maybe not even the trust thing. It's just more convenient. They're going to go in there and shop because they can see it. So that's just one little thing right there. I see Todd ask, great to see you here, Todd, too. Like I said, for you guys, you're getting some value here. Drop the hashtag value, hit the like, love button. I want to make sure that people are seeing this too. And like I said, I really hope this helped you guys out. Todd here, if you're in the wealth niche, what group should you be fishing in to get that quality lead? Do you have some suggestions? Absolutely. So for sure, you guys definitely need to go ahead and check I think it's called Traffic and Leads training. Especially when it comes to Facebook groups, like that training it's just check it out to say the least there. But that's going to really answer Todd's question. But if I have suggestions, I'll just come top of the mind right now. If you're in the wealth niche, what group should you be fishing in to get quality lead? Do you have some suggestions? So my top two things, I could kind of even go back honestly to say, if they have A and B checked, you're in a great start. 1, have they purchased something to benefit their business in the past? So how does that correlate? Get into some kind of group where you have to pay something to be in it. That's probably, I feel like I shouldn't even be sharing that with everyone, but at the end of the day, that's a big one right there. And I'll be honest, I say I shouldn't share it, but I shared it in the other video. So once again, check that one too there. It's in the guide section if everyone needs. But those are my top 2 suggestions, because honestly, and obviously, there's 2 ways of going about it. I think that I personally like going to places where you can actually see people who are already interested in something you're doing, right? We're talking about the wealth niche. If I'm promoting real estate, personally, I wouldn't want to go into groups where they're just talking about something else, where something else is the main topic, something else that's not truly real estate related. I always kind of say it's like trying to get someone to convert over to whatever your thing is from something else. It's like getting them to switch religions a little bit, right? Like, people can be stubborn. It's like, this is too foreign, right? It's like, I always picture, it's like trying to get your friend to believe in what you're doing here right now. A lot of people who are in this online space, probably a lot of you, your real life circle, probably isn't in love with what you're doing because they don't believe in it, right? It's like trying to convince them. That's why I tell people all the time, I barely sell to friends. It's like, I don't need to be convincing them, and I don't need them to be giving me grief. Past that, I see Jacob asked a question here too. The convo with someone who has already bought, and when I say friends, I mean friends in quote unquote real life here. I consider you all my friends here too, but I'll work with you guys. The convo with someone who has already bought Entra or SAA or something similar makes sense, especially when they're stuck. What is your convo with someone coming from a completely different background, Justice, especially when offering OGC? Great question there, Jacob. So I would say, once again, I'm glad that makes sense as well. Like Jacob's saying, if somebody's already purchased something, he realizes, once again, they're checking the box. He understands that. So now the second half is, what is your convo with someone coming from a completely different background? And so I think maybe I even answered that part briefly a moment ago. I personally, and once again, everyone's different. You talk to somebody else. I'm no guru. I'm no expert, and I don't think the person in another one is a guru or an expert. And even if they think they are, excuse me, right? But at the end of the day, I personally would rather go into somebody who's already interested, kind of for those reasons I mentioned before. I'm kind of just going back what I said there, but hopefully that I'll just kind of circle it back here, tie it all together. I would personally rather do that because I don't want to be convincing someone that, once again, let's just say we're talking affiliate marketing, because that's kind of what Jake was speaking on a little bit. You're promoting an affiliate marketing course, and you're going over there and you're talking to somebody about somebody who's in an Amazon FBA course, right? And they're really interested in that, and they've been doing it for 2 years, and maybe they haven't made any money on it, maybe they have. Either way, they're trying to do that, and you're trying to convince them that affiliate marketing is the way to go, right? Personally, to me, I just think it's going to take a lot of effort to win that person over. Is it impossible? No. Is anything impossible? No, right? But at the end of the day, I don't like those odds quite as much. So that, once again, that comes back to, now that we're over here looking at, hopefully you guys can all see my screen still. Perfect, you can. That comes back to this, potential audience members. If my audience is built out with people who are all in Amazon FBA, drop shipping, this, that, and the other, they are still potential audience members. Actually, I was going to say I don't love that, but at the end of the day, it could still work, right? You're not going to convince all of them, and that's something to keep in mind. You have to make sure, because at the end of the day, I could say that 1% of my buyers, 1% of my audience buys from me, and that's enough. That's enough for me to live on, right? Because at the end of the day, if I have 5,000 people, I don't have a calculator on me right now. Let me bust this out. 5,000 people times 1%. That's 50 people. If 50 people, let's just say, are paying me, let's just say $5,000. That's $250K a year off of 1% of your audience, right? I'm just saying this as an example where, let's take it back even further. Like I said 5,000 of your friends. At the end of the day, if 5,000 of your friends are trash, that's not going to be good. And I'm talking about your Facebook friends list on here, just to be specific, all right? But if 5,000 of your friends are truly dialed in, and really the people that you're letting into your audience here, and once again, if you have warmer leads because you're starting to build a stronger brand, that's going to help to increase those numbers, right? If you're starting to get a little mix of both, you have to make sure that's dialed in there, because that's going to truly help you. Because once again, once you have a large amount, not everyone's going to buy from you, and you don't need everyone to buy from you, right? You just need that percentage too, right? I was talking to somebody about how many messages I send out, and I think when I went back, I'd be lying to you if I knew the exact number right now, but it was a lot. It was a large number, right? It was a large number considering, and it was a little intimidating of a number. But at the end of the day, if you're dialed into what your daily action plan is and what you have to focus on, and at the end of the day, like I tell people, you don't need 10 hours a day, 5 hours a day to be successful in your online business, right? I got my first 30K month as an accountant, right? So at the end of the day, you have to just make sure you know what to focus on and have your process set so that now you can talk to these people in the most effective way. And if you're staying consistent with this stuff and you're not letting things pile up, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to really now manage this once again when you have that strategy and sales process dialed in. So I hope that helped a little bit there, Jacob. Let me know if I have any questions on the back of that. And obviously anyone else has any questions too. I love that people still here getting a lot from this. Like I said, I'm seeing people in the like button. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the love button. Drop a hashtag value if you're getting some value here. I see some people drop the hashtag avatar. I'll definitely reach out to you guys after. Like I said, I want to make sure I hook you guys up there. But of course, any questions, let me know. I'll let this stick around for, let's say, another 30 seconds. If I don't see anything, we can drop off and call it here. But at the end of the day, right, while I still have the screen up here, Martin, great to see you live here, my man. At the end of the day, if you have this, if you see this here, and just understand how crucial this is. I just can't stress enough at the end of the day here, and the reason I say you can't stress enough, because a lot of people will say, I have a sales problem, I have a leads problem, right? And then a lot of times, and I've even seen it with clients of mine, right? At the end of the day, and I could even say, I'm not gonna, let's be humble here too. I've experienced it myself, right? I've had to shred my friends list plenty of times, right? Because at the end of the day, if there's too much junk in there, you're really hurting yourself. Who's going to see your content? Who's going to see, who are you going to be speaking to? Who are you going to be chatting with? Who is going to be doing X, Y, Z with, right? So just truly keep this in mind, because it might not be that your sales process is broken. It might not be that your sales conversion piece when you're ready to make that offer at the end is wrong or faulty. It may just be that you're getting in front of the wrong people. That you're getting the wrong potential audience members. The wrong side of that potential is coming in. All right, so like I said, I truly hope this helps you. I don't see any other questions, so we can go ahead and wrap this up now. Just let this dive in. Like I said, let this sink in here, and just put into action like everything else here. Implement, take imperfect action, let it rip. I hope you guys enjoyed this one today. Like I said, we do these every week. I'll see you next time around. Take care, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching this video all the way through. Make sure you go ahead and like this if you got a ton of value from, which I hope you did. Subscribe to the channel, and absolutely go ahead and join us in our original chapters community. Links right down there in the description. And as always, you are designed to become who you choose to be. I'll see you later.